What is up, people, and welcome back to another rootin' tootin' episode of Foley's Foreshadowing, where we talk about all things movie news and movie rumors. And because time keeps moving on, more news is dropping on us. This week, this news involves deals getting closed for certain companies buying out other companies, more movies getting setbacks, and certain movies potentially getting re-released. So let's talk about it all by delving into the dates. What has been in the talks for a while now is Disney plans to add another jewel to its world domination crown by buying out Fox. The rumors have been going on like, when is this deal gonna happen? Is this deal gonna happen? Well, it looks like said deal could close as early as the end of 2018. Once this happens, Disney will essentially own Fox the same way it owns Marvel Studios and Lucasfilms, which has fans developing a lot of mixed feelings. But let me give you my thoughts on it and what I think this could lead for certain movies that Disney owns. The biggest franchise, obviously, that Disney has taken over is the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and everyone has been wondering, with the Avengers storyline essentially wrapping up with Avengers 4 next May, the question will become, where does the MCU go from there? Will it end or will it continue? A couple of movies are slated to be released after Avengers 4, but that does really have you wondering what else is going to happen. What I think could be interesting is by Disney now owning Fox, they can officially put the X-Men into the MCU, so now they have a way of really continuing this franchise for a very long time. X-Men characters could be thrown in with some of the heroes from the Marvel Cinematic Universe that we know and love. While this does get me optimistic for some movie plans that could come along later, there is reason for me to pause at the same time. Disney is obviously generally meant for kids, so it does have me wondering what's going to happen for R-rated films like Deadpool. Rumors have recently been circulating that a new Deadpool Christmas movie could be coming out at the very end of the year that isn't at all related to Deadpool 3, which is slated for a later release at some point. The fear I have is, would that Deadpool Christmas movie be the last real Deadpool movie we get? Because the question that we now have to ask, is Disney willing to make Deadpool 3 rated R like the other two have been, and like this supposed Deadpool Christmas movie will be, if that indeed is real? Part of me does feel that Disney knows exactly who Deadpool is. They know that he needs his movies to be R-rated for them to be great, for them to be successful, and they have seen that these Deadpool movies have been making a shitload of money, so the R rating really isn't having an effect on it. So my hope is that they will break, their R-rated virginity and go with that. Bottom line is, it looks like that deal is closing very soon, so be on the lookout for what's planned for new Fox movies with Disney. While Fox does own rights to certain Marvel movies, let's talk about one that has been frequently getting pushed back, and that is X-Men Dark Phoenix. X-Men Dark Phoenix originally was supposed to be released at the end of 2018. It since then got pushed back to February of 2019, and then pushed back even further to June of 2019. We recently finally got the first official trailer for X-Men Dark Phoenix, and Simon Kinberg went on to say the reason that there have been so many pushbacks is they want to make sure they get this right. They've done some reshooting, they've done some more editing to make the movie look digitally better. Now, I get Simon Kinberg's explanations for wanting to get this X-Men Dark Phoenix movie right, because the last attempt we got at this, X-Men The Last Stand, was a cinematic sack of shit. It was terrible, it was awful. In fact, Marvel felt it was so bad that they had to just make Days of Future Past, wipe that away entirely, so that movie isn't even canon anymore. Now they're about to make the Dark Phoenix canon once again, and I know this time they want to make sure they get it right. Because they're thinking to themselves, okay, ever since we wiped away previous X-Men movies, we have made 3 really amazing X-Men movies and X-Men Apocalypse. We have to get this one right. Yes, I know they also made the Deadpool movies, but I see Deadpool more as a character that exists in the X-Men universe who isn't exactly an X-Men. I don't really consider his movies X-Men movies. Those other ones, those are X-Men movies. So I get that they want to get it right. The issue I have is I think this is taking too long, that it's kind of taken some of the excitement out of it. X-Men Dark Phoenix went for me from being one of my most anticipated movies of 2018 to a movie that I honestly kind of forgot about. When I saw the trailer, when I watched the trailer, I'm just like, okay, yeah, this looks interesting, I'll go see it, but I wasn't super jacked for it. I wasn't really all that excited for it. That's simply because this movie has been taking so long to get made, and slowly but surely, I think I've kind of been losing faith in it as a result. I really hope this movie kicks ass. I want it to be great. I've heard the Dark Phoenix saga is a great story in the X-Men comics that really needs to do justice on screen. Simon Kinberg, I can tell, wants to do it justice, which I am totally on board for, but at the same time, you can't keep pushing it back. eventually people will stop giving a shit and they'll probably not even end up going to see it because it took so long. We live in a very impatient world. Sometimes you gotta strike when the iron's hot. You gotta make sure you get it out when you want to get it out. It's like when you're having a one-night stand with a really hot girl that you may want to see later. If you get it out too quickly, then, you know, she's like, that was terrible. But you leave it in there too long, you could ruin your life or even end up killing yourself. There's that happy medium. You need to roll with that. Marvin thinks Fox is really having a hard time at finding that. And on my final note today, Richard Dreyfuss feels that if Jaws was re-released today with a CGI shark, it would improve Jaws as a movie. Richard Dreyfuss, I just have one question for you. Where are you getting that from? Jaws is one of the greatest movies ever made, period. There is absolutely nothing you need to do with that. Part of what makes Jaws such a great suspenseful horror thriller is the fact that you don't see the shark really until the very ending of the movie. It adds a mystery to it. It makes the movie even a little bit more scary. You replace the animatronic shark that was in Jaws with a CGI shark. They're gonna overuse it, they're gonna overdo it, it's gonna become like any generic shark movie. It has you wonder, it's like, why in the fuck would they even think to do something like that? Oh yeah, because then they could re-release Jaws and make more money off it, of course. Hollywood, does it really have to be all about the money with you? Come on, how much is enough? Stop butchering great movies. Just leave them be. Leave the classics alone. You don't have to do anything else with them. Richard Dreyfuss, I seriously don't know where you're getting that from, man. I really don't. You know, maybe he just misses Robert Shaw so much, God rest his soul, and he's just like, you know what? He deserves to be on the big screen once again. Re-release Jaws and make the shark CGI so people have another reason to go see it. There you go. Let's make sure they don't forget him. Watch that be the tweet when Jaws gets re-released. Hashtag never forget Robert Shaw. So that's all I gotta say this week in Foley's Foreshadowing. Those are my thoughts on some of the biggest headlines in movie news. Don't forget to leave a comment. Let me know what your thoughts are on this movie news. Let me know what your thoughts are on some movie news that I didn't talk about. And also, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and I will see you all next time.